Imagine standing in the heat of battle, the future of nations hanging in the balance, with the eyes of the world on you. One man, facing impossible odds. This is the story of a military genius, a man of immense ambition, and one of the most controversial figures in American history, General Douglas MacArthur. Douglas MacArthur was born on January 26, 1880, in Little Rock, Arkansas. He was born into a military family. His father, Arthur MacArthur Jr., was a Union general during the American Civil War, and his mother, Mary Pinckney Hardy, came from a wealthy Virginia family. From a young age, it seemed Douglas was destined for greatness. MacArthur spent much of his childhood moving from one military post to another due to his father's assignments. This lifestyle instilled in him a deep sense of discipline and duty. His mother, who played a significant role in his upbringing, was determined to see him follow in his father's footsteps. When it was time for college, there was only one choice for MacArthur: West Point, the United States Military Academy. He entered West Point in 1899 and quickly made a name for himself. MacArthur excelled both academically and physically, graduating first in his class in 1903 with an impressive record. After West Point, MacArthur began his military career with the Corps of Engineers. He served in various posts and was sent to the Philippines in 1904. It was here that he first showed his leadership abilities and understanding of military strategy. In 1914, MacArthur was involved in the U.S. occupation of Veracruz, Mexico. His bravery during the mission earned him the Distinguished Service Cross. However, it was during World War I that MacArthur's military prowess truly shone. When the United States entered World War I in 1917, MacArthur, then a major, quickly rose through the ranks. He served with the 42nd Division, known as the Rainbow Division, and became one of the youngest divisional commanders in the American Expeditionary Forces. MacArthur's leadership during the war was exemplary. He led his troops in several major battles, including the Meuse-Argonne Offensive, one of the bloodiest campaigns in American military history. His fearless approach to leadership, often leading from the front lines, earned him numerous accolades, including 7 Silver Stars, 2 Distinguished Service Crosses, and the Distinguished Service Medal. After World War I, MacArthur continued to climb the ranks. In 1919, he became the youngest superintendent of West Point, where he implemented significant reforms to modernize the academy. He believed in producing officers who were not only well-versed in military tactics but also physically fit and morally sound. In 1930, MacArthur reached the pinnacle of his career when he was appointed Chief of Staff of the U.S. Army, the highest position in the military. During his tenure, he faced numerous challenges, including budget cuts during the Great Depression and the Bonus Army March, where he controversially used military force to disperse protesting veterans in Washington, D.C. As tensions in the Pacific grew, MacArthur was sent to the Philippines in 1935 to help establish a defense force. He was appointed Field Marshal of the Philippine Army, a unique title that reflected his close ties to the country. MacArthur believed that the Philippines would be a crucial battleground in the event of war with Japan. When Japan attacked Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, they also launched an assault on the Philippines. MacArthur's forces were quickly overwhelmed, and he was ordered to retreat to the Bataan Peninsula. Despite the dire situation, MacArthur resisted the idea of surrender. However, in March 1942, President Franklin D. Roosevelt ordered him to leave for Australia, leading to his famous promise, "I shall return." MacArthur's vow became a rallying cry for American and Filipino forces. After regrouping and planning, the tide began to turn. In October 1944, MacArthur led a massive amphibious assault on Leyte Island in the Philippines. As he waded ashore, he declared, "People of the Philippines, I have returned." The battle for the Philippines was fierce and costly, but MacArthur's forces eventually liberated the country from Japanese occupation. For his leadership, MacArthur was promoted to the rank of General of the Army, one of only 5 officers to hold the 5-star rank. After Japan's surrender in 1945, MacArthur was given a new and daunting task, overseeing the occupation and reconstruction of Japan. As Supreme Commander for the Allied powers, he implemented sweeping reforms in Japanese society, government, and economy. He played a key role in drafting a new Japanese constitution that promoted democracy and peace. MacArthur's leadership in Japan was widely praised, but his career took another dramatic turn in 1950 with the outbreak of the Korean War. North Korea, backed by the Soviet Union, invaded South Korea. MacArthur was put in charge of United Nations forces to repel the invasion. MacArthur's bold strategy, including the daring amphibious landing at Incheon, turned the tide of the war in favor of the UN forces. However, as the war dragged on, MacArthur's aggressive tactics and desire to expand the conflict into China brought him into conflict with President Harry S. Truman. The disagreement between MacArthur and Truman came to a head in 1951. MacArthur publicly criticized Truman's policies, advocating for a full-scale war against China. Truman, fearing that such an escalation could lead to World War III, decided that MacArthur had overstepped his authority. On April 11, 1951, Truman made the controversial decision to relieve MacArthur of his command. The news shocked the nation. MacArthur returned to the United States to a hero's welcome, delivering a famous speech to Congress where he declared, "Old soldiers never die, they just fade away." However, his removal marked the end of his military career. After his dismissal, MacArthur retired from public life, though he remained a figure of immense influence. He wrote his memoirs and continued to give speeches, reflecting on his long and storied career. Douglas MacArthur died on April 5, 1964, at the age of 84. MacArthur's legacy is complex. He was a brilliant strategist, a fearless leader, and a man of deep convictions. Yet, he was also criticized for his ego, his controversial decisions, and his sometimes autocratic style. Despite these contradictions, MacArthur remains one of the most iconic figures in American military history. Douglas MacArthur's life was one of triumphs and controversies, of unwavering dedication and formidable ambition. His legacy still resonates today, a testament to his impact on history. If you found this story as compelling as we did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And for more incredible stories about remarkable figures from history, make sure to subscribe to our channel, History Book. We have many more fascinating tales to share with you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.